Rachel Zegler must be fuming in some Disney castle right now because Lilo and Stitch just did what Snow White couldn't do in months: make actual money. And not just a little money, we're talking obliterating the entire theatrical run of Snow White in just 4 days. We have to talk about this. So while Rachel was out here giving condescending interviews about how the original Snow White was creepy and not empowering, Disney dropped Lilo and Stitch with zero political grandstanding and watched the cash roll in like waves on a Hawaiian beach. Let's be clear, this isn't just a win for Lilo and Stitch. This is a direct, humiliating loss for Rachel Zegler and the PR disaster that was her version of Snow White. It's what happens when your lead actress spends more time bashing the original film and preaching on TikTok than actually promoting a product people want to see.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
And now the numbers are in. Lilo and Stitch earned a jaw-dropping $183 million over Memorial Day weekend. That's nearly double what Snow White made in its entire run, which was a sad $204 million against a bloated $300 million budget. So what exactly did Disney do differently this time? First of all, it's important to remember that Snow White flopped because people were over the agenda-pushing, anti-nostalgia, not like other girls marketing.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
And then there was Rachel Zegler's smug attitude and non-stop interviews trashing the legacy of the original Disney princess didn't help. Meanwhile, Lilo and Stitch stayed true to the heart of its original story, about family, culture, and belonging. It was just pure storytelling, and the audience was like, this is all we've been asking for. And the public responded loudly. If Disney needed proof that they have an audience, all they have to do is listen. Then this is enough proof. Their viewers don't want their childhoods rewritten by stars with superiority complexes. You can't cast someone like Rachel, give them a platform to trash your own brand, and expect people to line up at the theaters. Also more brutal, Lilo and Stitch is also led by women of color. So don't even try to use the lazy excuse of audiences don't want diverse leads. They do, they just don't want to be belittled and lectured with their popcorn. At this point, the Rachel Zegler effect is real, and it's tragic. Her casting should have been a triumph, but instead, it became a masterclass in how to tank your own project with ego and bad PR. Meanwhile, Lilo and Stitch is thriving, even with mixed reviews, because it never positioned itself as some self-righteous reboot. It just didn't insult fans, and neither did it so much as try to rewrite its own legacy. It just showed up, told a story, and let audiences feel something real. And the result has literally been a brutal box office checkmate. So while Rachel Zegler is probably somewhere rewriting her next apology or blaming the toxicity of fans, Disney should be taking notes. Audiences aren't stupid. They want sincerity, not spin. Just the fact that Lilo and Stitch might have done more in a weekend than Snow White ever could is literally super wild. We can only hope that both Disney and Rachel Zegler have learnt their lesson.